News. I'm Isaac Kramer.
And I'm Riley.
Tonight, an interesting report about banana plantations in Ecuador.
Yes, and after we will be reaching Shamar for a special report on Indigenous history and matters.
Now, we will be reaching Johnny in Ecuador.
It's a bad situation for those working in the banana plantations as the pay is very low. Most children who work in the plantations must get pulled out of school to help their families, and the conditions can be dangerous to human health, such as poor protection from poisonous chemicals used in the fertilizers. Banana production began in Ecuador in the beginning of the 20th century, when corporations such as Dole, Del Monte, and Chiquita came to the country. And many people who lived in poverty worked at those plantations as it was the only way for them to make a living. However, when production boomed in the mid-1900s, more land and forests had to be taken over, destroying habitats, killing wildlife, and displacing indigenous people out of their homeland, forcing them to either move to cities where they often live in poverty or work in the plantations. As a result, the negative impacts caused by the infrastructure have become more visible over the years. We will now be interviewing a female worker in the plantation who will be telling her experiences.
My name is Maria Rosalina, and I'm 45 years old, and I worked at the banana plantations for 30 years. And today I'm going to tell you how we were treated and how this has led to my slow death. We were forced to clean storage rooms with strong products such as chlorine without using protection or gloves. And if we refused to do our job or complain about the environment, we were fired and put on a blacklist, which is what happened to me. When this happened, I was 3 months pregnant, and due to this, my baby was born handicapped. I went to the doctors, and they said I needed rest for about 3 days. The workers said that I was allowed to leave for 3 days. But then when I came back, I was fired and put on the blacklist anyways. Due to this, I have not been able to get a proper job again, and it's been hard to keep up with my family. As well as I've been severely abused and assaulted by male workers at work. We work long-hour shifts and don't get paid enough. We're mentally and physically threatened by military forces, not to mention unions. However, it's time to change. It's time that we stand up for ourselves.
I look at these people and I feel sorry, so I provide them with jobs. I give them the money they need to sustain a proper, healthy life. I treat them good here. I give them many benefits like vacations and sick leave, and some of them still have the audacity to go against me. I don't want to fire them, but when they come against me because they think I'm not treating them well, they're fired and placed on a list where they can't be employed for another banana plantation because they're weak and they think they're more than what they really are.
The oil and gas companies built sour gas plants where they lived, forcing them off their homeland. With their homeland gone, they lost their home and their ability to feed themselves, for where they lived is where they hunted, trapped, and fished. With the Ecuadorian indigenous people, the banana corporations built banana plantations where they lived as well. This also forced them off their homeland, and they too lost their home and their ability to feed themselves, for the chemical substances used in the plantations ran off into the rivers, killing the fish. In summary, the large corporations around the world that are controlling us are affecting the way of life of other people that are considered a minority.
What an interesting show, especially the parallels drawn between the two countries' First Nations groups.
I found it interesting how the perspectives of the workers and the owners were so different.
You're right, the owners see them suffering all the time, and you'd think they'd be sympathetic.
What a great show.
We'll see you next week.